Welcome to my tarot card reading for February 2019, Cancer, and this is Manu Tarot. Let's start immediately with your reading, my dear Cancer. We have here Iku, Ogun, and the Outcast. And right next to it, we have the Six of Cups, Neptune, Scorpio, the Emperor, Mars, Aries, and the Sun. And right under we have the rest of the reading. Okay, let's start immediately, my dear Cancer. Okay, first of all, during this month, avoid the use of anything that is hallucinogenic. It includes ayahuasca, it includes mushrooms, it include anything hallucinogenic, legal or not. Okay, avoid using the car during this time. Avoid walking at night, especially dark places. Dark places. Yes. Then we have Iku here, and remember, for me, Iku has different meanings: a literal death, symbolical death, and Egun. In this case, this Egun would be a spirit that brings what's the right word? It brings sorry, what I forgot. I'm gonna say it the other way around. It's a spirit that brings misfortune, involution. Is a spirit that is not bringing any kind of progress, but the opposite to it. Okay? From a psychological perspective, what it means is that there is a schema, there is a paradigm that is operating on the unconscious or the subconscious, whichever way you want to call it, and it is preventing you from making major progress in life. Okay? With that in mind, let's start the reading. For the first week of February, we have here the Devil, and this only means strings attached. You don't have any kind of freedom. It could make a reference to many things. It could mean responsibilities that you have that don't allow you to move around freely. It could mean addictions. It could be sex. It could be drugs. Any kind of addictions that they hold you back. Okay, that you are a prisoner of. It could also mean our own monsters, our own skeletons in the closet, our boogeyman, or in other words, or whatever is that it is scary for us, whatever is that situation, which doesn't allow us to make any progress in life, and is keeping us in the darkness. Now, because this one is on the side, this also means that, number one, from your own volition, from your own desire, some way, somehow, you decide to work it out. If you are going into therapy, it means that these schemas, these patterns are discussed during your session. They are going to be aligning. They're going to be helpful, eye-opening. Okay. Now, the other way around also is that there's an investigation. It could be, let's say that you do drugs. I'm not saying that every Cancer in the world is doing drugs. But if you do drugs, let's say that you are being watched. You are under the radar of the law. Okay? They're after you, technically speaking. They're, you know, if you are into some kind of sex addictions that are unlawful, that means that they're after you as well. There's an investigation, okay, going on. And if it is health related, for example, it means that a process where you want to find out what is going on with your body, why you're suffering this and that, why you have these signs and symptoms, it starts. The process starts. Okay? And that's more or less what the tarot cards are talking about on the first week. If it is love related, what it means is that that your wife, your husband, your partner, your spouse, it is after you. In other words, is watching you. Okay? And more or less that's what the tarot cards are trying to say, especially for the first week. By the second week is where you have you're going to start contemplating and analyzing your financial situation. Okay? That's where you're going to start contemplating that. I won't be surprised if you want to do a change in career. I won't be surprised if you start taking some tests for that change in career. But that's what is going on. I won't be surprised if health-wise some labs are ordered by the doctor, you know, to start finding out what is going on with your health, if that's your situation. Okay? Love life is the same thing. You are analyzing and contemplating the dynamic of money in your relationship. You and your spouse. Okay? You and your partner. That dynamic. You start thinking, analyzing all that stuff. By the third week, this is where information comes forward. So the investigation finally finalizes. If you are doing drugs and you get caught, then it's represented here. If you are doing anything that is illicit, unlawful, you're going to get caught, in other words. Okay? That's what the tarot cards are saying here during this third week. If it is health related, it means that if you had a disease that was debilitating, if you were in the hospital, or you were bedridden, or your health was deteriorating, by the third week you're going to see improvement. Okay? There's going to be improvement. But at the same time, this third week is going to be illuminating for you. It's going to change your perception. How you see and understand things are going to change, obviously. Okay? Not necessarily means that it's you. It could be someone that you know that is going to go through that experience. Okay? By the last week of the month, we're talking about being dependent. In other words, you start depending on what is known in the United States as food stamps. You depend on the government to help you out and buy groceries, to buy food. You might need help from an organization to help you financially, economically, medically, etc., etc. You depend on a third party to help you in life. Okay? That's more or less what the the 4 weeks is all about is this dependence, okay? That loss of freedom, okay? If you were financially independent, this time you're going to experience something a little bit different. Maybe the hours are cut and now you depend on your husband, your spouse. You know, you depend more on your spouse. Okay, that kind of dynamic. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, now we have the trilogy here, and here at the same time the tarot cards are saying that you're grieving the loss of the independence. Like if you were like very healthy before and now you're not that healthy, you're going to see the difference, okay? And you are going to grieve that loss. It's like loss of innocence. You're going to start grieving that because now you understand the dynamic, you see the difference. And I understand, and I know it's not easy, and that's the dynamic. At the same time, you might be grieving that someone is in jail, for example, okay? The person got caught and now he's in jail. It's dependent on something, on someone. And you are grieving that, like jail, for example, okay? I'm just giving you examples so you can understand the dynamic, okay? If you get divorced, for example, it means that you are going to depend on family, friends, while you are able to get back on your feet, okay? That's the dynamic that the tarot cards are bringing forward, and is represented by this card of being dependent on something or someone, okay? I believe that's it. That's all. Until the next one.